Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So please ignore this massive zit that I have on my face. Very sorry about that. Could not be bothered to put on makeup today for this video, but we are doing our May Nightworms package. I think I know what's in this box. I think it's this box. I saw the spoilers. I can't remember though if it's May or June, but I think it's May. I'm really excited for what's in here. Once again, they sent me the box outside of its normal packaging. So the normal packaging is in here, and then like one of the books is on the outside of it. So we're gonna unbox it in the USPS packaging for today. For those of you guys who do not know, Nightworms is a monthly horror box subscription box. It retails for $39.99 every single month, plus shipping and handling. That comes out to about $49 and change for me. Every month you will get usually 2 new releases. Sometimes you'll get a limited edition reprinting or an exclusive printing alongside of a bookmark, some like stickers or magnets, and then either like a coffee, tea, or chocolate. I've been subscribed to this box since April of 2020. I have learned about so many cool, amazing, and new horror authors from it. And one of the authors that I learned about in this box last year, I believe, is in this box for this year. So that was a little bit of a brain jumble. But let's dive in and see what we have. I'm very excited for this. Okay, so there is one book in here, so there is one book still in that packaging, but I'm gonna pull out the normal traditional Nightworms packaging and we're going to open her up. All right, so we have our little goodie bag here. All right, so this month's theme is Sun and Moon. I love their bookmarks. They're like literally one of my favorite things. I collect them all. We then have the Eldritch Horror Beyond the Cupboard, Chocolate Earl Grey and Caramel Tea, I believe. This is from Riddle's Tea Shop. I quite like Riddle's Tea Shop. There you go. They've given us a bunch from them recently, and I really do love them. We then have 2 book plates here. We have like a yin and yang wolf, sun, and moon moment. I believe this is a very like large sticker. We then have a sun and moon sticker again. Our spoiler card, which I will keep over here. And I'm assuming this has to do with one of the books. The Howdy Neighbor Fairview Acres Community Association. I think I know what book this has to do. Yeah, it says it's in association with Shortwave Publishing. Very cute, and it's literally like a brochure for like a retirement home. There you are. And that's kind of funny. I like that they did that because I actually think I know what the book is. So let's grab our first book. Yes. Okay. So it is The Sundowners Dance by Todd Keisling. Very excited for this. Now, Todd Keisling wrote Devil's Creek and Scanlines. I actually first learned about Todd Keisling through a lot of the chatter that I heard about Devil's Creek, but I believe the first thing that I ever read from him was Scanlines, which I did receive in a Nightworms package. This is actually not the author that I was referencing at the beginning of the video. I do think that's going to be our second book, but this was on one of my most anticipated releases for 2025. Very excited for this. Let's read the inside flap. So it says, Jerry Campbell just wants to be left alone. Grief-stricken over the death of his wife Abigail, the elderly widower and recent retiree is desperate for a change of scenery. When his realtor suggests a new home in Fairview Acres, a retirement community in the Poconos, Jerry figures it will be a nice place to spend the rest of his days in solitude. Until he moves in. Weird neighbors, nightly block parties, strange noises across his rooftop at all hours. Worst of all is Arthur Peterson, chairman of the Fairview Acres Community Association, who seems obsessed with coaxing Jerry into participating in these neighborhood activities. At first, Jerry shrugs off the incidents and eccentricities, telling himself he doesn't want to be the guy who complains about everything. But that all changes one evening when Catherine Donnelly appears on his doorstep with an ominous warning. You need to leave. The worms, they dance at nightfall. His neighbors all say Catherine suffers from a form of dementia called sundowner syndrome, but as the weeks progress and the strangeness mounts, Jerry begins to suspect there is something else going on in his neighborhood. Something that has to do with the huge stone in the community park. Heartfelt and unsettling, Todd Keisling's latest novel, The Sundowner's Dance, propels readers through a terrifying exploration of grief, dementia, and perhaps the greatest horror of all, growing old. Oh, this sounds so fun. Now, Todd Keisling does cosmic horror, which probably explains, like, you know, the Eldritch Horror tea. But he does cosmic horror in a way that I tend to be okay with. So I'm really, really excited to read this. Scanlines is a very, very heavy read. Devil's Creek is just fantastic. So super, super, super pumped on this. Okay, now for the next one. Yes, okay. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was really excited for. So this is When the Wolf Comes Home. It says No One Will Be Spared by Nat Cassidy. Now, I discovered Nat Cassidy, I believe actually at the very, very end of 2023. He wrote Nestlings, which I did not like, and yet I cannot stop thinking about, and I can't declutter it. I have, you know, debated putting it on like my Pingo bookstore and selling it or donating it, and I just can't bring myself to get rid of it because I did really, 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 really like a lot of the concepts as well as the prose. Now, I didn't like the characters. I had a lot of issues with the characters, and I didn't love the ending, but I really, really, really appreciated Nat Cassidy's writing, and I have a really hard time kind of wrapping my head around that story. Kind of the same thing that I have with Clay McCloy Chapman's Ghost Eaters. I do not like that book, but I really like Clay McCloy Chapman, and that book I think did what it was trying to do well. It just didn't do it well for me. I recognize that he is a great author. I have since read many things that I like by him. I literally just finished Kill Your Darling, which I will be doing a review on very soon. So Nat Cassidy and Nestlings kind of put me in that, like, I need to read more from this author phase. So when I saw that we were getting his latest release, I was really, really, really excited. And this was also on my most anticipated reads of 2025 list. So super, super excited. This is such a creepy looking wolf. It looks almost humanoid. I wonder if this is like werewolves. I actually don't really know what this is about, to be honest. I'm just excited to read more from Nat Cassidy. So let's read the back. Okay. One night, Jess, a struggling actress, finds a 5-year-old runaway hiding in the bushes outside her apartment. After a violent, bloody encounter with the boy's father, she and the boy find themselves running for their lives. As they attempt to evade the boy's increasingly desperate father, horrifying incidents of butchery follow them. At first, Jess thinks she understands what they're up against, but she's about to learn that there's more to these surreal and grisly events than she could have ever imagined, and that when the wolf finally comes home, no one will be spared. Ooh, okay, I hope it's werewolves. I really, really do. I'm very, very excited to read this, y'all. Very excited. I'm so pumped on this box. Like, these are two authors that I have read before. These are both authors that I really, really like. Well, sort of. They're authors that I really like their writing style. I definitely really like Todd Keisling. I am excited to read more from Nat Cassidy. I'm like really, 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 really pumped to read more from him. So I am so thrilled on that. All right, so let's go through our spoiler card. Okay, so yes, we have The Sundowners Dance by Todd Keisling and When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. They do both come with their signed book plates. Yay. And then we get Celestial Bodies graphic and the Sun and Moon bookmark. And the Sun and Moon Wolves graphic. So we have our two stickers, our Duality bookmark, and then the Eldritch Horror tee. And of course we have our little brochure, which I think is so fun, and I like can't wait to like go through and read and like see what little Easter eggs are in this. This is such a fun little collectible item to include with this book, and I am so excited for this. So super, super, super pumped on this. This is probably the box I am the most excited that I have received from Nightworms this year. Really, really, really excited to read these, and I will definitely be reading these soon. I have a big old TBR pile right here, trying to get through them. I've been working a ton. I'm actually about to go and get interviewed by the New York Times for my bar, which is like so cool. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff going on, but I am still reading along, and I will have my my April wrap up as my next video, I believe, and I think that should be going up on Monday. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I try to post twice a week, sometimes 3. I'm slowly getting back into that pattern. And if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Mwah.